Hey, what's up? If you're watching this video after the fact, thank you for clicking on the video. If you are joining the live stream at any point and you see the beginning of the video, feel free to ask me anything if you have any questions about FOXHOLE. FOXHOLE is a World War II inspired MMO game, and we're going to be doing something a little bit different other than just engaging in combat and absolutely annihilating the enemy team. We're just going to be running logistics. We're going to be watching some popular YouTube videos because I need some background music, obviously. Dan Schneider is cooked. Let's see.
Okay, so last time we talked about Dan
Sky More
Schneider
Pegasus is
and
pretty
him
good.
being
Let's
a
hear it.
massive weirdo. We talked about this interview with Boogie and how he was trying to clear his name with a clearly faked and scripted apology, but nobody was
Dan Schneider,
buying it.
guys,
Now,
a little
since
weird.
then, a lot of weird clips have resurfaced on Twitter regarding Dan,
Stu.
and let's just say that he is an
There's the
actual
stream.
creeper. Here's a video of Miranda Cosgrove trying to move away from Dan Schneider at her 18th birthday party.
Now look, honestly, in trying to figure out what I could say today about Miss Miranda for her birthday, I come to the conclusion that what you can say is, what can't you say? I mean, honest to God, I could go on and on about all the wonderful qualities about Miranda, but I know time permits, and I will consolidate it to just this one thing. In all the years I've known Miranda, I guess 9 years now, she hasn't changed. Miranda hasn't changed one bit. All those awesome qualities that she had when she was 9 years old, all the goodness, all those smiles.
Okay, so you can see Miranda try to sort of slink away, kind of like me when the guests arrive at my house and I'm trying to go back to my room and my uncle pulls a Dan Schneider.
Dan
No,
Schneider
I'm
should
kidding.
not be
But
touching little
dude
girls
is
like
so
that.
weird. He got her in a headlock, bro. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. And he looks like he's about to twist her head off, kind of like zombie style. Dude, look at this frame, dog. Ain't no way. Ain't no way this is something that should be happening over here. This
Be my
looks
wingman.
illegal. This actually just looks illegal. You cannot look at that and tell me this man is not an absolute 100% pure premium freshly popped
Yeah,
squeezed
Dan Schneider
Gatorade
wrapping his
cream,
hands around
okay?
me, I'd be like,
Let's
bro,
just say if that was
relax.
he would not be
It's
doing
not
it.
it.
Okay, I don't know. Here's what the replies are saying. Why is he so touchy? I got the glimpse of him being creepy when I read Jeanette McCurdy's book. The second he started walking towards her, she was like, oh, please God, no. Imagine your boss doing this to you at work. The way he quickly snatches her arm to get her in his space, this is horrifying. She looks extremely uncomfortable. Please, bro. Jesus Christ, this is uncomfortable. No grown adult should be touching young girls like this, period. Where were their parents to protect them? This is sickening. The entire industry is evil and has been for so long. Now, listen, some people might try to argue that oh, that's completely normal. He's just a friendly little director, you know, friendly Dan over here. I'm sure, you know, if he's so friendly, I think you should let him around your kids as well. I don't know if that's your take on it. I feel like she was uncomfortable. She was trying to move away or whatever. Now, does that clip only make him a creep? No, but it's with all the other context of all the other clips he's made these kids film. The Nickelodeon logo was literally a foot, dude. I can't believe I didn't realize that when I was a kid. That's crazy. On its own, obviously, the clip isn't too bad. You know, maybe he's just hugging one of his star actors or whatever. But when you look at all the context, it's a bit weird, okay? Watch the vids of him with the Victorious cast. Whenever he gets close to the girls, one of the guys, like, walks over. Like, in this video, notice that when he got close to Liz, Yvonne walked over, and he did the same thing with Ari.
A little
Even
weird that Dan
when
Schneider's
stopped
working with a
because
cast of
walking
children
away
and he
from
feels
Ari.
comfortable enough to put his hands around them. He's a grown-ass man. I mean,
Actually, that's not why we're changing.
what kind of mindset do you have to be
We're
in?
changing the progression of days.
You know what I mean?
But I can't wait to see your new shirt. Is everyone excited about Vic's new shirt? What, Miss Gillies?
I don't know what the shirt's gonna be like. I don't know what it's gonna look like. I don't know what size it's gonna be. I'm just really excited.
Yeah, that's really weird. I don't know. Is that a meme or something? I don't understand the full context of what's going on there. But why are you excited over a shirt? Is this normal and actor type stuff, or are you excited for another reason, buddy? Like, I don't know what is going on there.
So Leon, we'll take it from your line.
These just moments.
And it's obvious Liz is drinking the coffee.
What's the sound? Alright, can you hear my voice? Okay.
Hi, cat.
Did you watch that, Carly, growing up? Like a lot?
The last one or two.
Oh.
I didn't like super watch it, but it's just
Yeah, a little bit of the movement is weird. I will say, it seems like people always gotta be alert around old Dan over here. Okay, here's another video of Dan Schneider picking at Jeanette McCurdy because she didn't listen to what he wanted her to do.
Show some respect, Jeanette. Respect. No smiling. Alright. Take $100 off the check.
Okay, so once again, I can't tell if that's serious. It sort of seems like a joke to me. Now, not to defend Dan Schneider over here, I'm obviously very against him here, but I do feel like some people might be taking any clips that they can find at a stretch and just trying to make him look as bad as possible, which you don't need to do, okay? He's already incriminated himself multiple times over the years, okay? It's only a matter of time before an investigation is launched and, I don't know, dude ends up behind bars. At least that's what I'm hoping, okay? Okay, so I also wanted to talk about Jack Salvatore and his experience with Dan over here and how it just wasn't a good time for a lot of people on the crew. He'd like bring out a shotgun to intimidate writers and stuff like that. Lots of wild shit.
Oh boy, what a week, y'all. Let's talk about it. My name is Jack. I was a child actor on Zoe 101, one of this guy's shows. I also worked in his production department as an intern on iCarly, and I worked in the writer's room on Salmon Cat and Victorious. This Max documentary that was recently released did a really good job of uncovering the details of workplace toxicity, specifically on Dan Schneider's shows for Nickelodeon. We could talk about the massages. We could talk about the fact that he would literally count his gold coin collection in front of his crew who was living paycheck to paycheck. We could talk about how sometimes he would bring out a shotgun to scare one of the writers when they were working at his house.
Okay, so Dan has clearly made a lot of enemies with a lot of people over here. It seems like everybody has completely turned their back on him over here, except, I don't know, Boogie, I guess, who he's probably paying for that interview. But the stuff we're hearing is just absolutely wild. Using shotguns to intimidate your employees. That is not normal behavior. That is some batshit crazy type, I don't know, sociopathy, okay? And when so many people speak to your character like this, it's probably somewhat true, unless you're Hollywood, of course, and you're writing 40 letters to the judge telling them why a child toucher is actually innocent, like in the Drake Bell case. So I guess in that sense you can't trust a lot of people, but I don't know, man. There's a lot of independent people, not Hollywood as a whole trying to shut down somebody over here.
We could talk about the high-level conversations I wasn't supposed to hear about how Nickelodeon didn't want to recommend antidepressants for Jeanette McCurdy after her mom died for fear that she might herself and make the network look bad. But what I do want to talk about is never letting this stuff happen again. This is an entire industry built on hope and dreams and adrenaline and wish fulfillment. And that can be a very dangerous thing for megalomaniacs to wield. Even in posting this, I'm a little afraid. Is this going to screw up my career moving forward? I have no idea, but I think it's important and it needs to be said. Because if my silence ensures the perpetuation of environments I don't want to work in anymore, then what is the point of working in them? And until Homeboy goes on 60 Minutes to answer some questions from some real journalists and not a cast member of his who he's paying to be there.
That's a good take.
Apology, not a
Okay. So unfortunately, this will probably happen again if Hollywood is allowed to exist as it does now, because in my opinion, you know, the entire industry, I've been saying it for a while, is completely filled with the most demonic, morally corrupt, narcissistic, degenerate sociopaths. So anyone, I don't know, man, anyone looking to have a career in Hollywood, I'll just say it is not worth it. First off, competition's insane, so, you know, probably chances of making it is quite less as well. But if you do end up making it, you would think you'd have a great life. But no, you'll probably just end up on drugs or assaulted or, I don't know, rope maxing, as they call it nowadays. Now, the problem with these, like, kids shows in particular, right, where they have a lot of child actors working and stuff, it's just a work environment that is bound to devolve into complete chaos because, you know, what if you're working in Hollywood, chances are somebody there's a creep. Somebody there wants to diddle kids, okay? And all of these child actors, their parents are usually extremely neglectful. Like, they are not watching over their kids. They literally just put them on set and let them do whatever the heck they want because they are generating big bucks for the family. And you got like a 6-year-old who is the breadwinner of the family, and you can't even be bothered to ensure their safety or anything like that. Particularly with the Drake Bell stuff, it keeps I don't know, it keeps popping up in my head how the dad specifically warned Drake's mom to keep him away from Brian Peck, but she literally did not listen at all, and that's what led to all of this. Here's what the replies are saying. Since Monday, y'all have been saying more and more people need to speak up, and now exactly that's happening, but now you're all saying why it takes so many years for them to speak up. And they're the only ones saying this because the documentary came out, and it took everyone years to speak up. That's the whole point. They were all scared. Y'all are never satisfied. It takes a lot of courage to say what he said, and he even mentioned that this could ruin his career. It doesn't matter how long it took him to say something, he spoke up, and that's all that matters. Okay, so I think what people are referencing is the fact that, you know, some people wait like 5 years to come out about assault or whatever when, you know, in some cases it might be fake or something like that, and they're, you know, clutching for relevancy, just as we saw in this I don't know, this Minecraft YouTuber situation where George Not Found was accused of all this stuff, and then later we find out that she was completely lying about everything, and it was kind of just proven that way. Now, does that mean these people were lying as well? I would say probably not. Okay, probably not, just from what I don't know, what I'm gathering. In truth, we don't know what happened, but we do know Dan is documented as a creep. Okay, that's all I know, and I'm just going off the evidence I see over here. Okay, another update on the Drake Bell Josh Peck situation. Basically, Josh Peck has been sort of estranged from Drake and has wanted nothing to do with him for a while, and basically just didn't help him at all. He was even defending Dan Schneider at one point, so people were coming after Josh Peck now after this documentary.
I just want to let you guys know that this is really, you know, processing this and going through this is a really emotional time, and a lot of it's very, very difficult. So not everything is put out to the public, but I just want you guys to know that he has reached out to me, and it's been very sensitive, but he has reached out to talk with me and help me work through this, and has been really, really great. So I just wanted to let you guys know that, and to take it a little easy on him.
Okay, it really goes to show what kind of a guy Drake is. I can't even imagine what he's going through during this healing process now that everything is public, and still be able to acknowledge Josh and share a conversation even when Josh really wasn't a friend these past couple of years. Honestly, I don't trust Josh. I've seen him from the David Dobrik vlogs. I don't like the guy at all. Now, Drake has also been caught for some weird stuff as well, but it probably stemmed from the trauma he had early on. And, you know, having your entire life sort of uprooted like that and seeing all these powerful people stand against you, man, that can mess you up, that's for sure. By the way, last video got demonetized, suppressed. Lovely. Thank you, YouTube. We can't, like... Come on, you can't talk about anything now. Now, I was debating making this video because this is gonna get demonetized anyways, but I feel like, I don't know. I wanted to talk about it anyways, okay? That's it. Bye-bye.
Oh, don't park on the tracks. Where should I park then?
Perfect quality, on-demand streaming all over the world at any given moment. And although we don't know those costs, we could pretty safely say that taking a higher percentage from their partners is not going to cover the expenses. Now, regarding how much Twitch makes from bits, it's unclear, but I'm sure most streamers can agree that bits donations are nowhere near as common as subscribers. It was reported that Twitch generated 185...
I think it depends on the...
Was this recent? Asmin Gold TV. This guy. Massive win for gamers.
So Kotaku died.
The title here seems kind of hyperbolic, I guess, but it's not even really clickbait, actually, because Kotaku kind of sort of just literally died. And maybe the website will continue to function on a basic level and be profitable, perhaps, but the way it is right now, that's over. And oddly enough, I actually have a pretty unique individual perspective on why. Here's a basic rundown before I go in-depth on what precisely this means for the website. March 21st, which is yesterday as of me scripting this, Jen Glennon, editor-in-chief at Kotaku at the time, abruptly resigned. Jen Glennon has a lengthy history working in the world of media. I really don't know much about her, so good at her job, bad at her job, I honestly can't say. But this abrupt and unexplained decision quickly received context. See, Kotaku writers began losing their collective minds. I'll take a minute right now to clarify, that's very understandable. Losing your job is not an easy thing, especially when you've sunk months or years into building your position at a certain company. We should all be able to sympathize and have some empathy here. That's not something to celebrate at all. And while those writers have not actually lost their job currently, they're probably going to. I'll explain that in a minute here. So Jen Glennon resigns abruptly, and then both current and former staff at Kotaku start spilling the beans that GNO Media has redefined the entire website content direction to focus now almost exclusively on gaming guides, not activism-based editorial pieces or politically laced op-eds.
Well, you don't want to know why? It's probably because the advertisers don't want to be associated with this shit either. Which, like, I'm going to have a very unpopular opinion here, but I totally support Kotaku's freedom of speech, and I don't like the idea that advertisers are trying to pull out because they're exercising their freedom of speech and talking about what they believe in. I think it's incredibly important that everybody has the right to have an opinion about something, no matter how stupid and reductive that it is. I think almost every single one of Kotaku's big editorial political pieces is completely wrong, and they're totally fucking stupid. But I completely respect their opinion, and I respect the ability that they have to say that opinion. And I don't like the idea that we should sit here and celebrate that they're losing advertising revenue because of this, potentially, right? Which is what I think it is. Because, again, remember what I said before, like, if you're happy about an unfair thing happening to somebody else, the only thing you have to do for that unfair thing to happen to you is wait. I don't like it whenever it happens to anybody. To be fair, though, I don't like it whenever it happens to Kotaku the least. I
also implemented a quota of 50 guides per week, allegedly. That news is getting very mixed reception right now. I've seen everything from good, that's a better direction, GNO Media is a genius for doing this, all the way to get woke, go broke.
Yeah.
Even, the sky is falling, who's going to tell the gamer chuds how wrong they are now? Ask different people about this, and you'll get completely different answers, because perspective here seems to be fully dependent on whether or not someone liked the individual politics of the Kotaku writers. There was a singular political slant at that outlet for many years, which is completely indisputable. And that simple litmus test will basically tell you
without a question
whether or not someone is now celebrating all this or panicking over the decision by GNO Media to change the website's direction. Here's the fun part. It turns out, if you don't believe me, I'm about to show you. It turns out I'm actually uniquely qualified to speak on this topic and also have literal years of data to back up what I'm going to say. See, originally, way back when the channel first got started, in the early days, all I did was make video game guides. I started with The Division, nearly killed the channel outright when I tried to expand, but eventually I was producing guides for basically every single popular game release that happened. Destiny 2, Red Dead Redemption, even Fallout 76, Cyberpunk, Kingdom Come Deliverance, Assassin's Creed, Borderlands 2, even more recently Elden Ring. I went from guides in one game to guides in any game, and I have the data now because of that to properly evaluate this whole situation. If you listen to a political activism-oriented gaming journalist right now, the sky is actually falling on their head.
Because people don't want to hear what they have to say, because they give one-dimensional opinions that aren't valid and aren't resonating with the public. That's the reason why the sky is falling. It's because the content that they're making and the things that they're saying, people don't agree with. That's it. The culture has changed. Like, people have fun. Like, the thing is that back in like 2012, 2014, like, woke people didn't have the same level of power that they do now. So if you're playing the power dynamic of like, well, they're fighting against like this large oppressive regime, well, then it kind of works because they are kind of fighting against it. But the issue is that now they are the large oppressive regime. And people see that, and they don't like that either. Because again, people, as I said, don't want to be told what to do. That's what it comes down to. People don't like being told what to do. People don't like being told that they're bad for playing a certain video game, that they're bad for liking certain games, that they, you know, Hogwarts Legacy, it's like you're supporting transphobia. Get the fuck out of here. Shut up. People don't like being told what to do. And I think that people are more okay with it if it's from an underdog. But the reality is that they're not the underdog anymore. They are the majority, especially in terms of like, in actual like professional spaces. And so, yeah, people don't want to be talked down to by somebody who thinks that they're a victim whenever they have all the control.
Decision is the worst thing in the world. It makes no sense whatsoever. It's a completely idiotic thing to do. How could they ever think that the audience...
Who took my truck? He was like barely there for a minute.
I think the real problem is that the website isn't making enough money because the website isn't getting enough traffic. And the reason why it's not getting enough traffic is because the business model is broken fundamentally.
Is blunder by GNO Media that can't be allowed to persist.
I think it's a fundamental problem,
However,
like right
as
from the
someone
top.
with close to a decade of YouTube experience, tens of millions of views attracted through the production of gaming guides in particular, and all the data at my disposal, at my fingertips to demonstrate this, let's take a look at the reality of the situation. Not the blind celebration, by the way, because someone thinks the
3
writers
minutes?
they politely
Oh,
disagree
I
with
wanna
are going to
wait.
lose their jobs, which they probably are. And not the brain-dead outrage because a company made a calculated fiscal decision to step away from antagonistic, politically motivated content. Let's look at what's really happening, okay? Like the actual down-to-earth reality, not one side or the other of an extreme.
Take this over here, try to build
Gaming
something.
guides are absolutely a viable genre of content, and here's a few examples. This is a 5-minute, 50-second video I did for Red Dead Redemption 2. It is incredibly simple and merely showcases the location of 5 pieces of writing, I think, from back then, explaining how if you go to all these spots, you can hunt an NPC that pretends to be a vampire. This took me less than 1 hour to make and has garnered well over 1 million views since originally published. In the past 365 days, so 1
Take a
year,
note of that guy's
it's gotten
playbook.
200,000 views.
Wow.
And this means that less than 1 hour of work 6 years ago is still producing reliable viewership, subscribers, and revenue today.
And this is why YouTube is making so much more money than Twitch is. Or sorry, than I think Kotaku is. This is why YouTube content creators are so much more agile and they can completely outperform Kotaku. Because really, Kotaku and these other websites have been replaced by YouTube content creators like Upper Echelon, like Radikosker, like Mortismal Gaming, like SkillUp. They've replaced them because it is a better and more agile business model. Straight the fuck up. And do you know what? You want to know what really proves it? What's the biggest place? I'd say it's probably IGN. What is IGN doing now? Pumping out YouTube videos.
That's basically the holy grail of content creation. It's called evergreen, and it holds true regardless of medium, because articles with written content can do precisely the same thing, sometimes
They
even
can.
better. Well, some of you might be thinking, but Red Dead
Siege
Redemption
tank.
2 is a crazy high-profile release that doesn't happen every day, so it's not a repeatable thing. And you'd be right, except for the part where you're completely wrong. See, that pattern is actually easy to replicate if you are able to quickly target new games and produce at least passably helpful content. Here's a tips video for a video game.
This is also a really good point that he's bringing up, and I think that he's totally right. So what he's really trying to say collectively is that these types of videos are evergreen in a way that, like, culturally relevant at the time videos of, let's say, somebody being mad about, you know, some political decision a game is, like, the videos for those games are really high at the beginning, but nobody is paying attention to them like a year later. Whereas guide videos for games that people are continuously playing will continue to be relevant for an indefinite period of time. So like if you're making all of your content that's like just current events content, you're not going to have like those long form videos that people will go back to and watch in 5 years in the future.
Called Frostpunk. Incredible game. It's about to get a sequel, actually, which is exciting. But it's nowhere near as popular as Red Dead Redemption 2. Still,
That's
Simple
the city
5
builder,
tips
right?
and tricks video I produced, also about 6 years ago, has continued to garner viewership this entire time, collectively reaching over 250,000 people,
That's what I thought.
and serving as evergreen
Armor
content
must
with
be
drip
restored
income
first.
and subscriber growth.
Is it even-
See,
already
this
restored
pattern is actually the norm. I did very few guides for Monster Hunter World when it initially came
wait.
out, but when I did, things like this happened. How to get Zora Magdaros gems in armor. And this content is
Oh.
extremely simplistic, mind you. Merely explaining how to get one resource with one method in a popular
Yeah.
video game, right? It's really simple. Hundreds of thousands of views, hundreds of dollars, consistent subscriber growth.
Yep.
Let me just rapid fire these. Again, I have a lot of examples to draw from. Top 5 tips for Cyberpunk,
Probably gonna
million views.
take
evergreen.
that and take it
Tips
to the
for
front line
Borderlands,
just to mess around a
evergreen,
little
less than
bit.
400,000 views, maybe $2,000 over 4 years. Tips for
Yep.
Red Dead 2, still going. Fishing guide for Red Dead 2, still going. Tips for Bannerlord, still going strong, evergreen. Tips for Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which isn't even the most recent game in the series anymore as well. Consistent viewership, thousands of dollars over the span of years. Even a game like Kingdom Come Deliverance, Best Gear, an Alchemy Guide, and a money-making video, among others, all continuing to gain viewership even now, consistently, as they grow the channel and earn me money well after the fact.
Yep.
The list goes on. This is really just a snapshot. I have a ton more data. at
Why
my
a video with less views get more money? There's a lot of reasons for it. I could spend 30 minutes explaining it.
disposal to prove this, but I'm just trying to condense it as much as I can. But the point is to demonstrate here.
Think
Guide
10 different
content
factors.
is a consistent and reliable method of attracting viewership, even more than half a decade after whatever game it is initially came out. While the channel has completely changed.
I'm worried that Kotaku won't even be able to pivot because of how much they've damaged their brand. I don't know if they're going to be able to like earn back the respect of consumers again, but I think that maybe they will be able to because IGN was able to. I feel like, how many of you guys agree with this statement? IGN used to suck, but recently the videos they've been putting out have been kind of good. Because I hear that sentiment a lot whenever I watch them myself. And by the way, not all of them. They still make stupid decisions, and some videos suck. Like, for example, the Resident Evil 5 video really sucked. But overall,
changed direction since then as well. See, I've done the grind where you produce guides, and I've also done
So
the
have
more
I.
journalistic thing, I guess, where I
So have
publish my
I.
opinions about games or topics instead of giving information on them, even though that still does often contain a lot of information, but still. I can tell you with no shadow of a doubt here, possessing all the data necessary to prove my point, the video game guide content is much more consistently profitable than op-eds or think pieces, or whatever the fuck Kotaku writers have been doing for the past few years.
for me personally, I actually found the opposite to be true. I found that I made way more money and I got way more views by making videos that were more about like my opinion on things versus guides on games. But I think that the reason for that is because also I was focusing on one game, and that game kind of died in terms of like people's interest of consuming guide-based content on it. So this is my original YouTube channel. And it had, how many views has it gotten in the past 30 days? It's got 35,000 views. I found that like making videos with like my opinion and like talking about why his earnings have such a wide error margin, a lot of reasons. Like my channel's doing great, I'm doing really well, I'm happy. But what ends up happening is that like the reason why my channel is doing well is because the majority of my videos, my audience, even if they don't agree with it, they appreciate it. And people watch videos that I make, even if they think that I'm wrong in the video or they think that I'm stupid, they will still want to hear and want to watch the video. And I think that's what ends up happening. Whereas Kotaku, people don't appreciate their commentary. People don't want to hear it. They don't agree with it, and they don't like it. That's the real problem with Kotaku's commentary. It's not commentary, it's the popularity of what they're saying. And very simply, it sucks. Base versus cringe takes. Yeah, exactly. You have sort of dragging my attention, even on a subject? Yeah, sure. People don't really care about them. Yeah, well, because people don't agree with what's being said. I disagree with you on a lot of topics. You present your views in ways that I can tackle in my head. How you convince me on some things like AI? Sure, right? And like that's always what I do. And I found that like that is a better idea for me because I think that that has a higher ceiling than like making game guides. But Kotaku, I don't think that they can The problem is that their politics are not popular. So like if you make videos about like how, you know, actually having, you know, like super woke characters in game or like race swapping a character is good, the majority of people that are consuming content online disagree with that. And the reason why it doesn't bother me and it doesn't affect me really whenever I make videos or say things that are bad is because I'm always making new content. So like if people are disagreeing with something and they're mad about something that I said, it doesn't really matter because it's going to get replaced in 6 hours. So who cares? You know, talk about stuff. I appreciate it. If you don't know about it, you just won't talk about it. I do try to only talk about things that I understand. Obviously, I think that some people say that I don't, and you know, like I personally think that I'm informed enough to where I'm confident in my opinion. And there are things that I don't talk about because I am not confident in my opinion.
To be clear, the more highbrow journalistic stuff certainly can be a hit, sometimes periodically. I have videos that do exceptionally well that discuss things like TikTok and social media, AI, general technology, and more. But video game guides, and I say this as an indisputable expert on the subject, are an extremely reliable source of viewership if you can produce them quickly and if you can properly fill them with information. This decision by GM
and if there are games that people care about.
Media is
making WoW games, WoW guides, it's not going to help you.
Misguided blunder, regardless of what these writers are screaming about on Twitter. This is not some horribly ill-informed mistake. This is a viable business decision that can absolutely result in high-paying, consistent traffic with low effort and a lot of frequency. Extremely reliable profits, really, for Kotaku, if it's executed properly. I don't know if it will be executed properly, but as a basic foundation, it's a viable strategy. However, and this is a big however here, that doesn't mean that the whole situation is good, and it doesn't mean I'm sitting here happy. See, part of the shift is requiring 50 guides per week from each of their staff writers. And yes, I know my audience dislikes Kotaku and their writers significantly, but let's keep our feet firmly on the ground
If
here.
you have 50 guides per week, you're going to have bad guides. That's too many. People won't be able to keep quality standards up.
Track of reality simply because we disagree with them. 50 guides per week, that's just untenable. That's completely impossible to do and effectively forces them to plagiarize. See, guide content success is directly proportional to its speed and its relative information.
Yes.
You have to be quick, and you have to put things in that players genuinely want to know but don't already know. Do that and you're golden.
Exactly.
You cannot possibly do that yourself, at least not properly, 50 times per week, because there's a lot more that goes into it, right? You actually have to spend the time to find the information to put in there, or you have to plagiarize it. So like, they're basically being forced to plagiarize with that criteria. It basically means that writers will be forced to take information.
Yeah, somebody says the theory is they don't want to quit. Yeah, there's a conspiracy theory that actually the main company just wants to put so much pressure on the employees that they quit the company entirely, so they don't have to pay them severance or any sort of unemployment or anything like that.
That exists already from other outlets, which I guess
just make the environment so bad that they leave.
Media already, like the aggregation side of things.
Yeah,
they would regurgitate things that exist elsewhere, which.
All right. A message to all Diablo 4 players. Uh-oh.
Hey, I just want to do a message to Diablo 4 players real quick around this itemization rework. Now, the itemization rework that is coming up in the game is going to be a full fundamental rework of a core part of the game. Itemization rework is going to change pretty much everything about your experience with Diablo 4 because items themselves are what make up the composition of your character. So when they end up changing all of that and the way items rework with the crafting, it's not only going to change the power balance in the game, it's going to change how you acquire the items in the game, how often you're sorting through loot. It's going to change a lot. It's going to change...
It will... I think it will fundamentally change the game as a whole.
The in-game and the early game. It's going to change everything. They also change the way experience works, so you're going to be leveling effectively faster in this. So the point that I want to make in this is that if you are one of the people who have been maybe waiting around, because you saw Diablo 3 launch in like a not great state, and it took a while to get Diablo 3 where people were like, oh, I really like this. It took Path of Exile, the same thing, by the way. It launched in a state where it's like, okay, you know, it needs more improvement later on, 10 years down the road. Path of Exile is great. Even Last Epoch, I like Last Epoch, but even Last Epoch feels to me like I like the game, but there's more that I would like to see for me to actually really go super hardcore into the game. Once I get to the end game, I find myself kind of, getting a little bit bored. So
I got bored pretty fast too.
For me, if you're one of these people that you've just been kind of waiting around to give Diablo 4 another shot, I think the itemization might be the time for you to bypass the discussion around it and just figure this out for yourself, because it's such a core fundamental change. The reality is you could really like the change, or you could really not like the change. And either way, it's going to be valuable information for you to know how you feel about it, because if you really like it, that means all of the additional content coming to the game and the content.
I think there's a lot of people that have made their mind up that they don't like Diablo 4 anymore. And because of that, they are like trying to say that like campfire chat or anything like that is bad. I really think that people need to stop thinking like this, because I think there's a huge problem that happens like with every game and with everything on the internet, is that once people make up their mind on the thing, nobody wants to ever change their mind. Even if new information comes out, or something is totally different, or the thing that they're upset about changes, they still don't want to change their mind. Please, can we normalize changing your mind whenever the events and the situation changes? Please, can we do it? Rather than like trying to like cling on to your outdated opinion. And I'm not even saying that Diablo 4 is good now, but I think that like really the campfire chat that they did was really good, and I hope that it's better. I hope the game is better. But like people are just so fixated around having the same opinion and like never having to change their opinion. I find it to be so toxic. I do. I think it's very, very toxic.
In the game might feel
people
better.
People are so stubborn. Yeah,
the fact that the items feel better, and like I say, it's a huge part of ARPGs. If you really don't like the change, then maybe you don't need to worry about what other in-game and everything comes in, because itemization is going to feel bad for you. And this is the rework that we are seeing. They might tweak it with your feedback, and the feedback will be important to be giving them, because it is a PTR, and I'm sure they're going to need the feedback.
Oh, I'll try the PTR.
This is a rework that took a while, so it's probably, in its concept, going to stay roughly the way it is. So because of that, I think if you've been waiting for somebody out there in the video to tell you, hey, when is it that I should take a peek again, I think it's going to be the PTR with itemization. I'm not saying Diablo 4 saved. I'm not saying the game's a million better. I'm saying you should find out for yourself.
I think that that's the best way to say it. If you want to try it out for yourself and play it, then just like, I mean, if you own the game already, it's free to start a season. You just log in, play it for a couple of hours. Am I having fun? No? Okay, well then stop. Okay. What is this? They haven't earned the respect yet. It's just a trust me bro mentality. Yeah, I agree, but I would still try it.
How you feel about your character with the items changed into the game, because this is the largest change that has happened since the launch of the game, and you owe it to your own $69.99 that you spent on the game to see whether or not
I bought the deluxe edition. Okay, it's $100.
Actually enjoy the game for what it is going to be after those itemization changes. So I'm not trying to say D4 good, I'm not trying to say D4 bad, I'm not trying to do any of that. I'm trying to tell you that this is the biggest change, in my opinion, that they've had yet, and that you probably should respect your own opinion enough on this one. And
can we also acknowledge the fact that ever since Diablo 4 beta came out, the ARPG genre has quadrupled in quality? Like, this is awesome. We have 3 games now, whereas like before we had 1 game, and all 3 of the games, at least Diablo 4, if they can get their shit together, are pretty good. Like PoE is good. Last
in, I need a gunner.
Good. I'm feeling good. Yeah, there it is. 3, and there's also
mobile
like
HMG.
Torchlight. Yeah, in December. Oh yeah, there are other games too.
I'm going in on like you trying it yourself, as opposed to like just wait for my video, I'll tell you.
We'll move up as much as we can.
Really weird conversation around this,
Twister,
which is influenced by like previous history, etc. Like I'll give you an example here.
I don't have my headphones in.
Blizzard just killed Diablo 4 by announcing a list of changes so massive that it's practically a new game.
So the reason why they gave it
What's up, Twister? Let me know if you see a tank. Okay, I don't have the radio, so I can't look at the
controversial
totally fine for
and
now.
misleading, and it will get people to click on the article. It has nothing to do with the actual content at all. They just created a controversial
We're gonna be
misleading
supporting our
headline
artillery.
in order to get people to click on it so they would get more views on their ads.
I don't even know what that's supposed to mean, but when you click
It
on
means
the
that we need
We don't believe in the Geneva
It means
Convention, so
AS
shoot them when
Rock
they're on the
needs
ground
to
too.
get their advertising money. It means this ad needs to get its advertising money. It means that you need to get
They're in the northwest.
notification letters. It
They're
means
on
you
their
need to sign up for their
northwest.
newsletter.
Like, there's a ton of them northwest.
actually positive
Oh, there's
about
another
the
ad.
changes.
Thanks, man.
So what could happen is you can wait for
there's a wooden
itemization.
right
You could
in
go
the
on
north.
Twitter,
I see 'em, I see
see
'em.
one of these articles that doesn't make any sense, or you could watch a video that you know you get a bad take on or something like that, and really not have a good idea.
yeah.
But because there's this PTR, it's open to anyone that actually owns the game. Items drop literally immediately in the game. It's not going to take you very.
Someone said you kind of.
Oh, we gotta get out of here. We gotta get out of here. Artillery coming down.
Tactics are a little inaccurate. It's fine.
How do
Dude,
you
those
think I know?
inaccurate, bro. That was almost a snipe.
Of it, so that when you
What do you
look at
mean?
these articles and these other things, you can balance those weighted opinions against maybe people that got further versus your own, where you have experienced it. So that's just sort of my message to the outsiders these days, is that if you start an opinion and like it,
Here's my fucking message to the Diablo players. Stop treating this like it's an abusive fucking relationship. It's a goddamn video game. It's not a
Okay,
big
sorry.
deal, alright? Just dial everything the fuck down. If the game seems like it's fun, on the first day you see the changes and you're like, ah, maybe it'll be fun. Then just tune into a couple of streams. Watch a couple of videos. See what...
Can a tank go through a trench?
Wait, don't
I'm afraid to risk it just because it's not a long tank.
It's reloading.
Can you take more to the left?
Left?
I will.
Oof. We're gonna move to the left a little bit more.
Watch out for the mine.
We can't, yeah, we can't go through this.
Thank you.
I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try to go through it. Everything stops me, bro. Everything.
That sucks.
Yeah, it's crazy. Just push behind the tanks.
Be very careful. Just try not to
Yeah,
blow.
I know. Or one shot. Ah.
I don't see any headlights. Just to let you know.
Alright, cool.
Oh, I knew heads. Okay, go back.
Ah!
I didn't see them now, but then I saw the HDD. Man, honestly, if we got a Scorpion, it would have been a lot more. But I do like these tank heads. They're awesome.
These are cool. They just look cool, and I made one, so. I've been making vehicles pretty much the whole past few days.
Go back. 火炮，你们被炸住了，可以撤了。
Cover their retreat. They're gonna pull
火
back a
炮，
little bit.
火炮，走。
How far can a tank head see?
I'm
Is it
not
like
sure.
60 meters?
Probably
guess
within
it's
the range of a cannon. If you see them, we're I'm backing up. Just letting you know.
Oh yeah.
Oof.
但咱们展开就能进攻，我操！走了，对面火炮盯上咱了，看到没？照明弹始终照着咱。
These are wonky to drive.
车，火炮再修正一下，你这车都走不了。
Yeah. Probably be more useful northeast. That looks like where the
Northeast?
most of the infantry is. Yeah. Just go east and try and like cut through the forest.
Alright. You have a radio?
No, I can see very far, so.
Oh wow.
Because it's open top. Oh, watch out! There's a mine.
Yeah, I see.
I think open top vehicles give you like 20 more meters, which is really nice.
Ooh, nice. Infantry support.
Trying to see where they're shooting.
Think we're safe.
Yeah, if we go any farther though, that artillery's gonna clap us.
Yeah. They probably got intel on us, honestly.
Oh yeah.
which case if they're adjusting, we should probably just keep moving.
Only scare. Ooh. Just. I just go back. Why does it sometimes just stop shooting the machine gun?
Because you lose your angle, you lose your line of sight. So you have to like keep spam clicking. Yeah. If I'm moving, you lose your line of sight.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay, that makes more sense.
So you have to, if it stops shooting, just re-click.
Okay. I have that happen so much that makes a lot more sense now.
Yeah. Ooh. The gas dissipate.
Well, I would not go any farther.
Yeah.
There's a lot of tanks.
Oh, hey guys.
To the right.
Ooh, I see one. Oh, I'm so sorry, dude.
Dude, so sorry.
It's
Oh
okay.
my God.
Fuck him up. You got this. You got
Okay,
this.
keep
I
going.
believe in
We
you.
need to fuck him up. We need to fuck him up.
We'll go get him for you,
In the
dudes.
memorial of the guy, bro.
Here he comes. Take it.
Bastard.
Ah! Back up.
Oh no, that's not
Yep.
that's not nice. Uh-oh, there's a guy on their left. That's okay. We can just ignore that. Watch out, there's a guy right in front of you. In the crater. Just watch out northwest. At least we avenged
There's
him.
a tank holding that.
Yeah,
holding that
it was
point.
a chieftain, but we would still be like clapped. We had to start clapping.
Yeah, I'm gonna come back a little bit more behind the line and then repair. I think he hit our tracks.
Yeah, but he only has 12.7. Just
Oh, okay.
I know the
So we
tank
should be good.
I know the tankette is super flimsy, but I think we're fine. But you can always like just check if you want. I mean, the minute it's like high velocity 12.7, that's when it like really hurts us.
Should be safe right here. Good spot for you to cover.
Yeah. Ooh, I need to reload.
Took a little bit of damage, 2%.
Damn, and he only shot us like for a small burst. Like a very small burst.
Yeah. Go on, let me top off fuel.
What the hell is that?
It's doing work. It's doing work.
Get in. Hop in.
Let's go. We kidnapped somebody else. Oh shit, that's actually a friendly. I'm so sorry, guys. I am so sorry. I'm sorry. Oh my god, I'm such an idiot.
Well, they were shooting our direction.
He's shooting at us. He's the idiot.
Ooh! More tank!
What do you call this thing? What is the name?
It's a tankette.
没定炮吗
No headbugs, just you know.
Cable push. Tank cable push.
So is this how we make new tanks?
Yeah.
Tankette. Got a tank cat with a real tank.
Oh shit.
Well,
we've been losing the war. We've been losing the war. The big tanks have been winning the war, so I figured we'd try one of these. Maybe this little guy will make a difference.
Wow, look at this, bro.
This makes
does this worm you up too?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, we can be like a mobile fucking
Mobile
jacuzzi.
HMG, yeah. We can get snuck up on.
Nah, we have 2 people from our back.
Oh, okay.
You guys put too much faith in me.
Ah, it's okay.
These are heavy trees that the other tanks can't go through.
This is quite perfect. I do not like this snow weather. It's
No,
so
it sucks.
frustrating. It's the worst like climate to fight in. Because at least we have jackets in the rain, so. Nobody. Wait, what? Go infantry. It's fine, it's fine. Oh.
Shit! You alright?
It's alright.
What's up, Ka? Hello! Welcome!
Like how you take like no damage.
By the way, you're bleeding.
Oh shit. Somebody drive.
They-
Medic! Get us out of here. If I die, it's okay.
I'll pick you up at the BB.
Alright.
I think you will die, so I'm just gonna
Yeah, I
pick
think
you
I
up.
will. It's okay. I got hit by a little bit of the shrapnel from the blast.
Oh wait, we got hit by artillery too?
No. Well, he had a little trembola.
Ooh. Wait, medic?
Medic!
Medic! Medic!
Medic!
I'm just gonna go back to the BB.
Yeah,
I'll
just
pick
go
you
back.
up. Or we'll be able to res you. If we're quick enough.
Medic?
Drop right in. I can take you. Come on.
Save me! I'm valuable! I'm a hero!
We'll give you a purple heart, soldier.
Shit, where did the BB go? Oh. I'll get
Save
it,
me, I'm a
medkit.
hero!
Wait, we
That's
don't
my
have
bad.
med
We should put a med kit in the tank, honestly. Take a med kit and a couple bandage or like
I'll
one
carry
bandage.
one.
You
I'll
need
carry
a
one.
trauma kit with plasma. Perfect. It's
The
chilly.
doctor. Might as well. It's in the name.
I'll move it.
We have no bandages.
We have like no fuel either.
You got literally nothing.
Wow, that's crazy.
Katyusha.
Maybe this other one. This other. Here.
We'll just wait for you to die, and then I'll heal you with the other one. Wait for me! Wait for me!
Oh, sorry. Is there I think there's another base right here, right?
Yeah.
No bandages?
No bandages.
I guess we'll have to just be very careful.
Die? Yeah, I guess we'll just die.
I'm gonna get a radio.
I got a radio too. Get like another like 12 mil or 12.7. Dude, we're running out of gas too. Can't do it like this.
I saw some fuel like somewhere. 1 second.
Yeah, I'll go look right now.
Are you guys in a squad? You can just invite me. You are.
No,
Oh, I'm not
it's
in
just
the
a
squad.
public tank.
We're just kicking it. Brought it up from the back line.
If I die, somebody else can just, you know, roll in. I think there's some fuel right here. Yeah, there's fuel right here.
Ooh, top off this bad boy. Time to be heroes.
Yeah. Apparently we killed the super heavy tank. That was kind of cool.
Nice. Didn't we capture one too? Earlier?
We did? Oh,
Yeah,
I wasn't
think
there
I
for
saw,
that.
I saw somebody driving it around. I don't know what they did with it.
That thing is stupid good. I don't know. Like, I guess it's just the Stygians are like overpowered, like in this time of climate. I guess
Yeah.
because it's really hard to see them.
Well, the Warden has a better rifle than us, like a better basic rifle. They got
I
good shit.
don't know.
They got better
I think
tanks.
the Argenti's like way better than the Loafcaster.
Are you warming up here, Shan?
Fire rate and it does
I
the
do-
exact same damage.
The range though on the long cast
Yeah,
and
it's
the
just 2
damage.
meters though. I think it's fine. I don't like the Blake row though. That thing is stupid.
I need just 10 more B-mats over here.
I want that gun.
Gas mask in the bag, so I'll be able to hop in and cool this down.
Take. I got 10 B mats in the back of this. Just take 10. That's what I thought, huh?
Yep.
So
Every
you
time
got
you move,
wardens?
it's really hard to aim, just to let you know.
I'll stop.
Get good. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, is that a grenade?
Yeah, that was a
was.
lefty. Just keep going, I think. That's the problem with not having a squad.
What's wrong with
What
like,
didn't? What didn't?
Where'd that guy go?
I don't see him.
I don't see
Oh,
him either.
if he's
Right.
listening to us, he knows we don't see him.
Stupid Warden. Where's he at? He disappeared. That guy disappeared. He's a ghost.
He's not on map. He's not on map. Like he's not on radio.
Okay, I think I got one.
Back up a little bit. Let me look at the map. Hold on. Yeah, maybe he was recon. I hear somebody reloading
Trying
over
to
here.
flank in the octagon.
That would be me. That would be me.
Oh, that was you.
There's nobody here. If they're not on, unless they
Yeah, I
have
look-
reconnaissance.
I was just gonna come up here. I'm gonna look at the vehicles. Hold on. There's wardens up in front of us, and then vehicles off further to the right.
Don't see anything yet.
They're gonna be right in front of us.
I can't see shit, to be honest with you. Like,
Yeah,
just,
we're gonna get out of here. There's a tank on our east. The tank's pushing down the line, so we're gonna bounce out, fall back, get behind the big tanks.
And now you can place it on the field hospital and that will
Chili.
No. Let me look for some bandages.
Guys, stop. Yo, you're firing into friendlies, just letting you know, Bardish. Whoever's in the gun.
Fuck the friendly.
They took the trash.
Please, Bandai.
Oh,
We need repair. Get out. It's over.
Medic.
Over, bros.
No. Not the tank. My tank. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Hey, at least we killed like 9 or 10 wardens. You know.
Yeah, those things are super cheap. I have like so many refined materials.
Kill warden.
You should make like better ones.
Yeah, probably. I should probably just come with half track.
Well, that would get you nuts.
Kill warden. Oh, I don't see warden, but
Shit,
kill him.
I am very cold. Oh my.
Using this guy as a human shield.
I got building supplies. Where do we need a watch? Do we need another watchtower? I don't think we do. I'll go build one though.
What people are saying on the forums. Make a decision, play the game. Or, novel idea, try it out yourself. You already own the game, it's free. So if you've got some free time, try the game out. If you don't, wait for somebody else to do it, and then decide on your own. Why the fuck does everybody need to make playing these video games like it's going back to an abusive ex-girlfriend? This is crazy. It's not that big of a fucking deal, guys. Just play the game. Just play the game or don't. Or just say, fuck it, I'm never gonna play it again. That's fine. Jesus. It's just a game.
Waiting for an opportunity to jump back in and just see if you're going to like it. It's probably this PTR right here, I would have to imagine. You're welcome to weigh to my video, and I'll do my best to give you a breakdown take on it, but I honestly would love to see the general populace's take on this one just as much. I am curious what people are going to think about this. I've been positive about the changes since I saw them months ago.
They look really good.
Basically everyone I've at least talked to, but the way that it looks and the way that it feels in ARPG can very often be different, so we don't really know until the PTR comes out, and because
we
it
won't know
changes
until the
everything
season
about
comes
the game,
out.
in my opinion, this itemization rework is the largest thing that has happened in Diablo 4.
It's probably the
since
biggest change.
the launch of the game, and it's arguably going to be a bigger deal than like the expansions or anything that come out too, because of how it changes.
It'll be
literally every
foundational.
class.
Yeah,
It's
he's
like
right.
adding a new class and new content, etc. So that's just my take on it. I would say respect your own opinion on the PTR when it comes out. There's obviously videos and stuff you can watch on, but I think that will be the opportunity for you to take a peek at the game again, in my own opinion. I'm going to go live today. Dragon Dogma 2 is out. We might take a peek at that. We also have to find our Path of Exile build for the new upcoming week season, because we're going to be doing a subathon on the 29th. We're going to be doing like the whole week in front of the camera, or however long that it ends up going. I don't know how long it's going to be, but people were wanting one, so I figured, okay, let's try one. That's about it. Love you all, and I'll see you on the live streams.
There it is. I mean, like, I'm glad I watched this for sure, because, like, I don't know where, like, this, like, emotional escalation, like, I feel like just gamers in general, like, everything nowadays is so emotionally escalated to the point to where it's exhausting. Like, all the time, I just hear, like, it's like the stuff with WoW, and, like, oh, WoW is a bad game, and, like, people are, like, genuinely unhappy and angry with me that, like, I don't agree with their opinion on the game. And then it's like Diablo 4, it's like, this is
There's
Oh,
a
they're
warden running towards
yeah,
us.
Dragon's Dogma is a $2
Like
DLC.
he's running back.
Oh my. It's really not that big.
Is really for normal people they boost $70 on a game, then refund it. If you can't refund it, like then like if you blew $70 on a game and you're unhappy that you wasted that money, the best thing for you to do is to never think about it again. The best thing is to stop consuming content that reaffirms your decision not to play a video game that you paid for. Cut your losses. What are you doing? Who are you trying to convince that you made the right decision by not playing a game? I'm sorry to say, guys, but it's pretty weird. It's kind of like the Star Wars thing. They fucked up something that people really liked and are passionate about. Yeah, but like you just have to expect that's going to happen because most people are stupid. I mean, that's really just how it is. It's the movie. People that make the movies are dumb. People that make the games are dumb. Like, that's just what happens. They don't know what the hell they're doing. Like, it really, I mean, you ever go to Walmart or, like, you go to Wendy's and they give you food and it's the wrong food? Well, I mean, here it is. It's the wrong food. Because they don't know what the hell they're doing. Like, why complain about store mounts? I don't anymore. Bro, I've given up. I've given up, bro. Like, gamers are shit eaters. They are shit eaters, and they love it. They love eating shit. I'll link you guys the video. Drives me crazy. Like, what did you guys think of the campfire chat that Diablo 4 had? Because, like, my opinion was that it was amazing. It went so well. Like, it was, it exceeded my expectations in a tremendous way. Yeah, it was awesome. So I just hope that it keeps getting better. I just really hope it does.
There's AT in that bunker, boys. Get that guy.
It's like WoW. I think that's the
we're
way
having an issue with.
the way I feel about Destiny is I think the way a lot of people feel about WoW. They're like, oh, I don't want to start playing the game. Bro.
AT in right bunker?
Expansions, 9 expansions, some shit like that. And like, I just can't deal with that.
Realize that there is a level of investment that comes with players that are playing live service games to begin with.
Yeah.
If you think you're capturing a new live service audience, people that haven't played live service games before, you're wrong, because most of those people that aren't playing live service games are avoiding them on purpose. That's the reason why they're playing games like the Batman Arkham series or something like that. Now, with that said, think about that level of investment that's required for these players to be in games like Grand Theft Auto 5, Destiny, or Fortnite. Because
Well,
many
and
of those
also a lot of people have been critical of Rockstar for how they've handled Grand Theft Auto 5. Like, people are not happy about that. They're not happy about how they said that, like, Red Dead Redemption 2, like, the online for that game is, like, kind of, you know, like, what the fuck? And so, and I don't really know a lot about this. I'm hearing all of this secondhand. So I could be a little bit wrong or off the...
Bro, we gotta get out of these holes. Thanks for
focus
pushing
here.
up.
This is what I hear from people that play the game a lot. And
Thanks
so
for pushing up. We gotta
I don't
move.
even think that's entirely true, and that's Grand Theft Auto, one of the biggest video game franchises of all time.
players are probably not going to come and play your game because they're already financially
invested
with their own interests in those other games.
That's right.
You're really unlikely to pull them across to yours with all of this busy work. Got to play every single day. Got to get that login bonus.
Yeah.
Got to farm up these currencies.
Hit
and
him
things
twice,
like
he's
that.
bleeding.
It's really difficult to get a live service game off the ground, and it's a huge gamble to do so in the first place.
It's very exhausting, and like I'll actually give props to MiHoYo, right? Because with they added this thing, like, you know, like a lot of these like gacha online games have some sort of play the game every day, and you have like a certain amount of energy that you can have in the game, and if you don't use the energy, you lose it. Well, they have something now where it's like rested energy. And the rested energy stacks up to like 10 days or 15 days or something like that. So like if you stop playing the game for a long period of time, you can come back and catch up pretty quickly. And a lot of other games don't have stuff like this. Stacks to 1,000? No, I think it stacks to 2.4K, which is 10 days. Get back to it.
It's even more a gamble when you're doing it with a studio that's known for products that are mostly single player. You're not appealing to that audience. Those players do not want to play this game. This isn't the game that interests them. You're aiming for an audience that you don't even have yet in a market that's oversaturated with people that are invested in other games. It blows.
It is true, but I actually think that none of this would matter. I do. I think that if the Suicide Squad game came out and it was really good, the progression systems were really good, the gunplay was awesome, and like the abilities you had were great, people would play it. I do. I think it's actually that simple. I think the game looks like shit. It's just that fucking simple. Like, it's about the market, like, bro, it owns the market, and like, get battle passes. No, bro, like, look at the game. It looks like shit. Yeah, it does. I don't want to play it. That's it. That's the whole thing. Why didn't Rocksteady just make another great Batman game? I don't know.
My mind. How do these people even have jobs? And the worst part is, these are the same folks that, at the end of the day, if the game fails, who's going to get laid off?
The developers.
It's definitely not the executives. It's definitely not the people that are on the board. It's not the CEO.
Yeah.
No.
Which, to be fair, that did happen with Unity, which was a huge W.
The designers.
Even some of the board members got removed.
They'll be the ones to blame. The studio is the one that is going to suffer the most as a result of this. And that's really sad to see, especially from a studio that has done such great work for quite a while now. But
they're in the trench.
Worked for
up
over
here,
half a decade
north of us
on a live service game.
In the trench north of us.
It's just not going to work.
In the trench north of us, northeast,
So
northeast
somebody
to the
is going
to the right.
suffer the consequences.
They're in the
of
trench,
that.
boys.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it definitely isn't going to be the people in charge.
Some of them, I'm sure it will be.
Bro, I told you.
One of the things that bothers me about this when I read stories like this or I see games like this come out
The
is
problem is that people who are making decisions for where to steer the ship for making video games don't play them. One thing that is extremely reassuring to
Tanks
me
can't save you
whenever I'm
now,
hearing
Warden.
Microsoft is buying Blizzard is that you hear Phil Spencer, and it is also equally unreassuring because of how many hours he put into Starfield. But Phil Spencer plays a lot of video games. And because he plays a lot of video games, I have a better expectation that he will know what will be good for video games.
To the right.
Fucking imagine that. There's this fundamental misunderstanding between what the players want, what the players need,
still in
and
there?
how to be able to service them properly so that
He's
you
still
can
alive,
make a
I think.
profit. I realize that a lot of these companies want to get these live service games. Cool. Get your money. But
Yeah.
do it in a way
Alright.
that you're actually going to be able to service an audience in the first place. It doesn't make a lot of sense to do otherwise. And by the way, this is the same kind of people that believe that RPG games are dead, that turn-based RPG games are dead. However, that was obviously proven wrong.
Baldur's Gate 3 was like it being a turn-based
Was this the
game
best approach
was
you
I
could
think
have had?
crucial
Like,
to
oh
its
my God, it was.
success.
It was.
But like that's like, you know, you
Kill
get a
him.
pizza and you know, you ever get like a pizza and there's like a slice of the pizza that's like kind of small and it's like, yeah, we're gonna give that to the person who like only paid $1 for this pizza. Yeah, well, that's like the turn-based slice of Baldur's Gate 3. I don't think that's the main reason why it's successful. I think that obviously if it wasn't turn-based, it would have a lot of problems, and yeah, sure. But it's also the fact that they had, like, state-of-the-art
Large line of tanks coming towards us. We should probably fall back here.
was immaculate. The game possibilities were seemingly endless. That's why the game was
lying.
really good. It being turn-based is like just again
Wait for me to tank.
a secondary effect.
In a year in which
It's one piece of
2023, all the games of the year, the Game of the Year nominees, the best games, all the games that were the most purchased last year, none of them were live service. Heck, most of them didn't even have multiplayer.
What are you sorry for, you maggot?
To be honest, I actually think that live service games don't get enough respect. I think that it's kind of
good, man.
annoying to me
Don't worry.
that
Moving
a
up
game
still.
like Alan Wake 2, which is like, it's a nice game, sure. But like, bro, Fortnite. This game is servicing, like, this game is fucking massive. It's reinvented itself so many times.
We got 1, 2,
And
3,
it's like,
4,
I
5,
wish
6,
that there was
7
more
tanks.
acknowledgement for live
7
service
vehicles,
games
4
that are really
for
good.
sure.
It's just disappointing. It really is. And it really just comes down to the fact that you have people that are in charge that are appealing to investors, but have no idea anything about the industry itself. They're just trying to trend chase and follow everybody else. And the worst part is that since they're doing it now, they're starting a leg behind already. If they started developing this game in, what, 6, 7 years ago, 8 years ago, something like that, well, if that's the case, the trends have already changed by the time that game gets released. You're not going to be able to make the next Fortnite because...
True, but 10 years ago, Baldur's Gate 3 would have kicked ass. 10 years from now, Baldur's Gate 3 will kick ass. Same thing with Elden Ring. Good games are timeless. Look at Vampire Survivors, Grand Theft Auto 6. This is only a problem because developers are not following a passion. They are following a trend. This is like, hey, we're going to make the popular new type of game.
Fortnite's already been out for that entire time that you were making that game in the first place. What these companies need to do is they need to start looking to
No,
the
I did
future.
mean Grand Theft Auto 6, by the way. I did. What I mean is, like, if they released Grand Theft Auto 6 5 years ago or 5 years from now, it wouldn't matter. It'll still be just as successful if it's a good game. Like the current...
All right.
Go repair. I'm gonna watch out. Go repair. We need to repair. We don't have a track. Good shot. Good shot.
We're fully tracked, bro. We can't move.
Nice, we got
Yeah,
one. Yeah,
repair it.
42, very dangerous. 52, you need repair.
So cold.
It's your boy, the Knockout Artist, and
anybody who starts their video
do it
with
again. We'll
"It's
just
your
bait 'em
boy,"
into the
it's the
AT gun, that's
Mongoloid,
it.
and you're not a knockout artist.
Get
You're a
him to
con
charge at
artist
us and then
with
see how to take
fixed
care of him.
fights. Furthermore, you are severely deluded about the future of your boxing career. Listen to this lunatic.
I'm very proud of you. I think it's cool because I was thinking about it the other day, but at the time you're going to the Olympics in 2 years, and then that's going to be when I'm probably going to be fighting for a world championship.
Oh my God.
Probably one engineer, the other
Oh my God, the level of delusion. Jake Paul thinks he will be fighting for a boxing world championship in 2 years. How? How? He has thus far fought tomato cans and expired MMA fighters. All of his knockouts look fishy. I've broken that down before. He's about to fight a senior citizen who walks with a cane, and he sees that career trajectory leading to a world championship in 24 months. The level of delusion is off the charts with this boy.
So we both could potentially be world champions, #1 in the world together.
Yeah.
And I think that might be the first couple to do that. I don't know.
Oh my God. Ugh, I want to vomit. So his girlfriend is a very high-level speed skater. He's saying, you're going to be world champ, and I'm going to be world champ. And I think we're the only power couple in the world who are both world champions. Ugh. Oh my God. I mean, it's one thing if you already are both world champions, and you say that, that's still nauseating, sucking yourself off on camera like that, but you haven't even done it.
And the funny thing about it is, and I'm just saying it now, that when I do fight for a world championship, I'm gonna knock the guy out. Like, it's not gonna be like a close fight or anything. I'm gonna starch them. Like, I already know it. I already feel it. I've seen it happen. So.
Oh God. The amount of cringe. And the funny thing is, I'm gonna knock him out in the first round. Yeah, that's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna starch him. Yeah, I already saw it in my head. The way he talks like a 5-year-old. He talks like a 5-year-old. And then I'm gonna become Superman. It's gonna be crazy because I'm gonna fly into space. That's gonna be. It's gonna be so crazy. That's how he talks. Listen to this clown.
And the funny thing about it is, and I'm just saying it now, that when I do fight for a world championship, I'm gonna knock the guy out. Like, it's not gonna be like a close fight or anything. I'm gonna starch them.
Oh my God, I can't believe, I can't even imagine being friends with this guy, being in the room when he says this stuff. Listen to how he says this. The cringe.
And the funny thing about it is, and I'm just saying it.
The funny thing is about it, I'm just saying, I'm gonna knock him out in the first round. Like it already happened. Wow. Wow. But let's get to Jake talking about the Mike Tyson fight specifically.
Well, I want to see how hard he hits, Mike. I really want to see, bro. Let's see all the legends, the myths, because you're Iron Mike Tyson, but I have an iron chin. People know that. Like,
we do? People know that? You have an iron chin. Who's tested your chin? Who's tested your chin, buddy? Ben Askren? Who tested your chin? How do we all know this? Now, if that wasn't absurd, listen to this.
Obviously.
There's no nerves in you at all about this.
No, not at all. I'm excited. Like I literally can't wait to look across the ring and see him and give him a fucking death stare.
Wow. Oh my God. I'm sure Tyson will be absolutely terrified. He'll be absolutely terrified looking across the ring at a Disney kid, giving him the death stare. Tyson might just jump out of the ring. Just chuck his walking cane in the air and dive out of the ring. He's gonna be so terrified. I mean, he's faced Evander Holyfield. He's faced 6'5" Lennox Lewis, but forget all that. That's not scary. Being across the cage from the Vine star, that'll put the fear of God into you. Is he wearing panties? What is this? Look at this. Are you kidding me? The degeneracy. He's just sitting here naked. Or maybe a thong? Disgusting and disturbing. And frankly, shocking. He's a monster. He's a monster exposing himself to children. Because those are the people watching him. They're looking at this. This is what the kiddies are looking at right now. Repulsive. Degeneracy. A puppet of the Illuminati. I need to clean this now.
I literally can't wait to look across the ring and see him and give him a death stare.
Well, how was it the first?
Oh my God. Do you see that? Look at this. Look at this asshole. What is that hair? Now, I broke down this ramen-headed retard's hairstyle before in a previous video, but it just never ceases to amaze me. And this looks even worse, because now he's crammed this baseball hat on there, but pulled out the little strings of noodles. Because you wouldn't want to hide those, right? You gotta show those off. What an absolute mouth-breathing mongoloid to think this looks good. Because he sees that that's how Jake Paul wears his hat. That's how Logan Paul wears their hat. And I've made fun of that stupid style before. But why are you copying it? Can't you see how bad it looks? And it looks even worse on you. Dude, with this hat, okay, and this hair, it honestly looks like somebody dumped a bowl of ramen noodles on his head and left the bowl there. It looks like he went to a ramen house, okay, ordered a bowl of soup, and then when it came out, he got into an argument with the waiter, and the waiter just dumped the bowl on his head, left it there, and walked off. Tell me that doesn't look like a bowl with ramen sticking out. Tell me. Look at these curls. Let's zoom in on this. Look at this. Look at this asshole's hair. How can anybody think this looks good? How can anybody go out of the house looking like this? How can anybody go on a large podcast looking like this? And here's the thing. This guy, he's a good-looking fellow, and he's actively making himself look worse. Why? Why would you do this? How can you possibly think this looks good? Do girls find this attractive? I would ask the girls in my audience, but there aren't any. It's a sausage fest down here in the sewer. In fact, it's getting so bad down here that I'm afraid it might start getting gay, like a prison. Now, I'm not gonna turn gay. I'm the straightest man alive. It says so on the bio of my YouTube channel. But I'm worried for you guys. There's no girls down here. Just a bunch of male rats running around. I hope it doesn't turn to that. I hope some girls show up eventually. But the point is, this guy looks ridiculous, and I'd be shocked if women find this attractive. But what do I know? I'm just a dude in a sewer, surrounded by rats.
You guys came face to face for the first time just a couple days ago. What was that face to face like?
I just laughed.
Jake just laughed. He just laughed in Tyson's face, because he's such a badass with his death stare. I don't know if Mike Tyson is the best boxer of all time, but he was definitely the meanest. But Jake faces off with him and just laughs in his face. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. The lack of respect. Jake Paul thinks Conor McGregor is jealous of him. Listen to this.
So then there's also online, there's KSI and Conor McGregor saying that the interest is low for this fight. Ironically, it's clearly the numbers are showing this is the highest interest you've ever had for a fight.
Yeah, so Conor, you're saying the interest is low for the fight, but the last fight you announced, there was 1,000 articles written in a multiple day span to, people talking about your last fight. in that same multiple day span, there was 10,000 articles written about this. So
that is so stupid. That is such a dumb metric. The whole, hey, there was 500 articles for your last fight and there was 10,000 for mine, or whatever numbers he threw out. Okay, moron. That doesn't mean you've set up a good fight. It means you've set up more of a gonzo show, okay? Thought experiment. Instead of Mike Tyson, the fight was Jake Paul on Netflix fights the world's oldest living woman. That'd get 1 million articles in a one-day span. Does that mean the interest you're getting in your fight is good interest? You fool. I'm telling you, those 10,000 articles aren't saying, oh my God, this is such a great fight. We are so happy for Mike Tyson. We can't wait to see a senior citizen back in the ring. The thing is, when you're a deluded person, you view everything in your world, everything that happens through your deluded lens. So you only see things in a positive light for you. Not, oh my God, I made such a mistake. There's 10,000 articles calling me a moron for calling out an old man. No, he sees, oh, 10,000 articles. Oh my God, everybody loves me. He's not done. Listen to this.
just no fight ever has done these numbers in terms of like face-off views, like Instagram reels, just on our.
Oh my God! You can't be this stupid, can you, Jake? No fight in history has ever had so many Instagram reels. Hey, asshole! How long has Instagram been around? And how long has professional boxing been around? Take the span of time that pro boxing has been around and how long Instagram has been around. Guys, compare the numbers between my fight on Netflix and Muhammad Ali versus Joe Frazier, and we got more likes on Instagram. Instagram wasn't around before, idiot! Oh my God, this is what I mean. When you see the world through your deluded lens, everything is seen in a way to boost your ego. Oh my God, Mike Tyson's fights in his prime never had so many likes on Facebook. What?
Hey, I got a question. Question.
What's up?
You guys think I'm being mean when I call him a mongoloid? Can it be denied anymore? If you're denying his
how do I attach this machine gun to this?
Yeah, let me show you. Okay, press B. Press B and hover your mouse over. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Yeah, no worries. Give some fucking improvement.
Yeah, chick. Conor McGregor is jealous of Jake Paul. Okay. The biggest UFC star in history is jealous of Jake Paul fighting a 58-year-old man. Okay. Hoy.
No, I think it's just back to the path of world championship, which will, I think, continue to blow people's minds.
Continue to blow people's minds. So, thus far, Jake Paul's boxing career has blown our minds. It's blown my mind how cringy it's been, how he just fights old fighters, how his knockouts all look very fishy, how he's now fighting a senior citizen, but it's not blowing my mind in a positive way. The level of grandiose delusion. I'm telling you, this guy, he just has yes men around him. And the person I blame the most is his therapist. I did an entire episode on this lunatic woman. All right, enough out of him. Let's see what his girlfriend thinks about this fight.
Babe, what do you think about me fighting Mike? Do you think I'm gonna win?
Well,
be honest.
No, I think you're gonna win.
Did you catch that? Did you catch the Freudian slip? No? Listen to it again.
Babe, what do you think about me fighting Mike? Do you think I'm gonna win?
Well,
be honest.
No, I think you're gonna win.
Did you notice that? Babe, do you think I'm gonna win? No, I think you're gonna win. That was a Freudian slip. She didn't even realize she stated it that way. Do you think I'm gonna win? No, I think you're gonna win. The no was the truth. That little subconscious slip. Listen to it again.
Do you think I'm gonna win?
Well,
be honest.
No, I think you're gonna win.
No, I think you're gonna win. Wow. She doesn't believe in you, Jay. She doesn't believe in you.
Just he has that power forever.
Well, we got to talk about that because that's been a lot of people have been talking.
No, what we got to talk about, doofus, is your hair again. Because this angle is showing even more noodle activity. Look at this. My God. Look at those tight noodles. What an absolute clown. How is this a thing? How is this a thing? How is this the new style amongst young men? It is literally the worst haircut in history. And I don't want any of you saying, oh, how about the mullet? Are you kidding me? People are bringing back the mullet. It looks so good. How many famous people now are rocking a mullet? It looked awesome in the 80s. It looks awesome now. I promise you, nobody will be doing this decades from now. This will not come back. The mullet came back. This will never come back. I promise you.
So what Jake is doing is already crazy.
Thank you, babe. I love you.
No, seriously.
Ugh.
The amount of times Jake says I love you to her throughout this podcast, and I'm not sure if she even once said it back. It's so gross. Young guys watching my show, don't ever tell a woman that you love her, okay?
You're fucked.
Not when you're dating, not when you're married, not when she gives birth to your children. They don't like it. It turns them off. Women want what they can't have. So any opportunity you get to tell your significant other that you hate them, take it. It'll only strengthen your bond. Listen to a guy who lives in a sewer. But let's get back to Jake's delusion, huh?
I just couldn't believe it, and the fact that it's on Netflix, I think that's gonna like really revolutionize the game in boxing. I think.
Really? You think you're revolutionizing boxing? You think you're revolutionizing boxing?
Oh, we have no bandages.
By fighting a 58-year-old man.
Bad.
I think streaming could potentially be like a very bright
Need a
future
gunner?
for the sport, and
yeah, I don't think you're making anything brighter for the future of the sport. I think you're putting the final nails in the coffin here. The whole influencer boxing thing,
You know what?
which you and your brother started, and KSI, really made boxing look bad. And now this is just the chef's kiss, fighting a
You have like
58-year-old
way
Mike
too many
Tyson.
things for us to be half
But
right.
this is revolutionizing boxing.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it is. If now it becomes the norm.
But we're still
to
here.
beat up geriatric people, right? That hasn't been done
I don't
before.
know.
So in a way, he is revolutionizing it.
Here, watch it. Hold on.
Anyway, Jake Paul.
Yeah, we're
Jake
still
Paul's
here.
gonna motivate you. Listen to this.
it's all of it's surreal, and it just goes to show like people could really
behind
unlock
this
and
wall
accomplish
right here.
anything they want if they continue to open the doors of opportunity and continue to work hard. You know.
Yeah, or if they continue to
Oh, no, I
suck
gotta
the
repair.
devil's dong.
I didn't see that.
I covered in my last video Jake Paul's new Illuminati
What the
dong
fuck?
going up to his mouth. If you haven't seen that, you gotta go check it out. He's got the all-seeing eye of the Illuminati with a peepee going up to his mouth. The all-seeing dong. That's how you get these opportunities. It's not just from working hard. Sure, some work harder than others, but there's a lot of hard-working people who don't get to this level of fame and fortune and opportunity. There's a handful of people at this level. Yeah, it's him, Logan Paul, and KSI. They're the hardest workers in the world. The rest of us are just lazy-ass losers. Okay. Now, this next part, I really want you to pay attention to, okay? He's discussing how the Mike Tyson fight came together.
Trying to find the right fight, the right time frame, the right event. We knew we wanted to target this summer, so we just started making calls. We called Tommy Fury was one of the names. And,
I'm scared.
Said no.
So this is an important point. So it was
I'd go
Jake
on the
and his team
northern
that
side,
came up with
northwest.
this idea
Go west
to do a
here.
big fight, do it on
Go west.
Netflix, and then
Yeah.
find a fighter.
Alright.
Okay? So they went to Netflix
See if you can
first.
squeeze away.
And
No, no,
Netflix
no.
said,
Go back,
yeah,
go back,
great,
go back.
let's do it. And then it was on Jake
go
and his
northwest.
team to find
See if you can
a
squeeze
fighter.
away.
And as you said, the
in
first
trenches.
person he went
I'm
to
not too
was
sure you
Tommy
can.
Fury for a rematch, and Tommy Fury said no because he wanted more money.
Because
This is important. Hang on.
the infantry
Then
is trying to come
the
in.
I need
and
you
take
on the
these
gun.
guys.
Mike
Need
conversation.
you on
I
the
was just
gun.
like, yo, like we should just go for Mike.
How long ago is this?
This was probably like
Oh, fuck. I didn't
forgot
know
that you
that.
can't see that shit.
Okay.
It's
All right.
18. That's 18.
So they called a bunch of other fighters. They said
Sorry.
no. So then they
bad.
went for Mike Tyson, and we're in talks for 4 months or so to get him to agree. This is a key piece of information that Jake
I thought
proposed
because
this
you
fight.
were actually
It was
dodging quite a
Jake's
few
idea to fight
anti-tank
Mike
mines
Tyson.
before.
And this
I
is
was like,
important
oh, this guy
because
knows.
the people who are justifying this
It's
fight,
like-
Jake Paul's friends like
This should
Aiden
have
Ross,
happened
Actually,
their
I didn't know
justification for this
that
fight
the
to
half
defend
track was
Jake
heavy
Paul
enough.
against the naysayers is saying, if you're offered the Mike Tyson fight, you wouldn't turn it down, so how can you judge Jake for turning it down? Listen, this is from the previous Jake Paul podcast.
Yeah, I want to say that, bro. Like,
Every
anyone
front
talking
is a
shit about
shit
you
show
fighting
right now.
Because anybody,
Yep,
I
they're
mean anybody
fucking
is saying
us up.
yes to that. Any person is going to say yes.
Bro,
Making
the
M's,
first sporting event on
Netflix, that's
Are you
history.
crazy?
Making M's, and
Oh,
you're
you got
fighting
him,
the
you got
greatest
him,
boxer
you
of
got
all
him.
time.
It's so easy to
Yeah.
do though, right? It's
Yeah,
so
but you
easy
see
from
what I
the
mean,
out.
right?
Okay, this
Yeah, on
idiot
the
just
right
loves
side,
seeing
there's
himself
somebody in the
talk. He's gonna
trench
go
over
on for
here.
an hour here. But the point is, everybody
see
on
any
here
18 mines are
is backing Jake
Good to
up,
go.
defending him, saying, hey, you wouldn't turn it down. If Mike
Wow, use
Tyson
these teeth
called
as
you up and
cover.
said, would you like to fight me for this amount of money? You would do it.
They have a
But that's not the
watchtower
case.
over there. We
This
can push a little
wasn't
bit
Mike
and take
Tyson
it out.
offering you the fight, and you go,
They're,
oh, I can't
they're
pass
pretty
this
close,
opportunity."
dude.
It's
Yeah,
the
we'll
complete
do it
opposite.
real quick.
It's Jake Paul coming up with the idea.
Alright,
I want to fight this
You see the
58-year-old
watchtower?
man.
Yeah, yeah.
He propositioned Mike Tyson.
Got it, got it.
So
Go
this
back, go back.
entire
Get out of there.
line of justification goes out the
Exposed
window.
as fuck.
It's not how can you blame Jake? He was offered this
Right.
once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. How could he say no? There's no grounds for that.
Yeah, just hold
No
uh,
grounds
Have
for that.
binoculars,
It
hold
was
this,
entirely
hold this, hold
Jake's
this.
idea. You heard him say it himself. Let's get Mike. He propositioned Mike.
Trying to
But,
look and see.
It was
They have a
his
tank
idea.
in front of us.
So you can take this whole line of
Me on a
justification
squad that
and shove
Jake
it
is,
off your ass. Jake is entirely on the hook here for wanting to fight a senior citizen
Trying
and
to
for
see
putting
where
it on
their vehicles
Netflix.
are.
To understand why Jake Paul is so deluded,
Yeah,
you
but
need to go
Shroud-
back to that video I made where he
Nah,
talks
all their
with his
vehicles
therapist,
are surrounded by
and
trucks. I'm
see
just
how
gonna
this
look at the
crazy
maps.
woman has her hook
If the
sunk
infantry
into
comes
him,
this way, we'll try to
messing
get
with
him.
his brain. And you can watch that video right here. Go ahead, click on
back
it.
up behind
Oh,
you.
no,
Prepare to
18
descend
18
Yeah, I
into
see.
madness.
Does this outfit look familiar? This is the
I
same
see the
thing I wore
ATs.
last time I took you over my knee and spanked your bottom with some discipline. And I'm happy to report that these are back in stock and a lot more at moistglobal.com.
I haven't
Last time
got
talked
my
about
gas
you, I
mask.
used you for a
Hashtag ad.
merchandise push as well, so might as well stick with
Okay.
tradition. I bet just seeing me in this attire again has just sent you on a full-blown Winter Soldier episode with your eyes rolling into the back of your skull as you're experiencing post-traumatic stress disorder. Because the first video I made on you offended you to such a high degree that you have
I
not
ain't
stopped
seen nothing.
whining since.
Yeah,
It's already
there's
been
nothing
3
coming
months.
over here.
Can you
I got a
believe that?
radio.
How time flies.
Yeah, I
I'm
feel
waiting
like this
to
is
see if
going
the
on
infantry
for a
push on the
while.
left side for any reason, but
Now that I
They
think
will.
about
they
it,
have too many tanks
yeah,
on the
this has
main
been
road
a-
and in the
this
forest to
has
the
been
right.
an ongoing
But that's what they
situation.
do. We have
You
anti-tank
started
gun
shit with me
emplacements on
by
these
insulting
trenches,
me and my
so
girlfriend
that
out of nowhere. So
the
now
only way they
I
can push
responded by-
is
Wait, why did
with
he insult
infantry
him in
over
his...
here.
Why did that even happen? No one knows. Okay.
Usually that trench over there
making fun of you
will have
in
some.
return,
I mean,
and showcasing the reasons why I
to
don't
the
respect
There's
you.
people- there's some
northeast.
But
wardens
unfortunately,
pushing
I
out.
failed to calculate
Hold
just
on,
how
let me
much
look.
of a sensitive fucking loser you are.
Yeah, we
Because
might be
this
able
hurt
to
your feelings to such a high
engage
degree to
over here,
become like
follow
an
these
Armageddon
guys.
in your brain. 3 months you have continued to melt down about this. The day after I posted my response, you went on
Oh,
stream and
this
had a
infantry.
huge unhinged tantrum and melt.
Isn't it crazy? Like, I'm not on this list.
They're gonna be in front of us.
Because I'm pretty sure I talked about this dude before. I never make the list of all the bad guys.
Now
I
they're
don't know if
behind
that's
us.
a good thing or a bad thing.
Down about the whole thing, and then he sent some of his viewers over. So I was joking with them, saying like, "Oh, you guys must have just stopped the cuties watch party over there at Sneeko's stream, right? Welcome, cucks, that kind of shit."
Yeah.
And it got
Oh, yeah, I'm
really
in trench,
under
bro.
his skin in a big way. So he started dancing around with the
Got
gun
one. There was one in
and
this trench
threatening
where
to
I
come
have
shoot
it.
me. So he
Let's
kept
see.
saying, "Oh, you're in
Oh,
Tampa,
don't
right?
tell
I'll
me,
come
bro."
see you," waving his gun around and dancing.
You want to watch my clips? Watch my clips. Watch my clips.
They're dead.
You want
Alright.
me to watch your clips? Watch my clips. These are the only clips I'm watching. You heard?
Now the reason he
Probably
keeps
follow behind him, but we
I
can't
feel
get in
like
front of him.
that's like an officer wellness check situation.
On the right side. In the
Oh,
trench.
someone turned off the lights.
In the trench right here.
Like, I think this is 100% a wellness check situation.
See him?
Am I crazy?
saying watch my clips while threatening me
Another one in the
here is
church.
because during the stream I couldn't watch him live because he just kept shouting slurs. So I said watch my clips
in the
to see
trench
what I was
above.
saying about you. I had
Which
to communicate via Twitch
Might
clips.
work out, maybe
And I'm
not.
sorry to be that guy.
Falchion, no, Sparta
But
next
he's
to
a
us is
fucking
distracted.
imbecile. You absolute
Maybe.
buffoon.
Behind
What
us.
you have there is not
There's
clips.
infantry behind us.
These are mags.
Same on the maps.
They're mags, not clips.
Did you see him in there?
Mm-hmm.
The same way that this is
Oh, that's
also
cool. Is that real?
a mag. They're all mags. Stop saying
I don't
clips.
see him.
You look fucking stupid here.
We got him.
Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, but the
Oh,
thing
he's
is,
dead? No,
they
he's
sing
still there.
clips in the
He's
rap
hiding.
songs.
I saw him.
That's the difference. So of course he's gonna say that. Yeah, that's in the.
Oh,
that's
he's
in the
waiting
rap
for the
songs.
tank. Tank, watch out!
What do you mean?
For the gun.
Yeah, so it
anatomy
must be
lesson.
true.
He was very upset, so he was threatening to come shoot me, beat me up, all of that because I hurt his
He's
feelings,
good.
and it's been festering for quite some time now.
Oh my
3
god.
fucking months. You love to bitch
He's-
about how everyone's canceling you.
He's
These
a little worm, you
soy
want.
boy NPC bots are all canceling you. It's all you do. You treat the teenagers in your
Good
Discord
job, bro.
like they're your
Good job.
goddamn
Good job.
therapist. Just going in there
We'll
to
leave you
complain
be.
about the
We'll leave you
invisible
be 'cause you
boogeyman
got
canceling
skills.
you again, shaking your fist at the clock.
I feel like I hear about Sneeko pretty regularly. I mean, he's got Twitter, he streams.
Alright.
I mean, he doesn't stream on Twitch. I think he streams on like Rumble or some shit like
Fair
that.
enough.
But other than that, I feel like, I mean, he's on Twitter. It's not that canceled.
Watch.
Out. I also love that you treat this
Don't
Discord
move.
server like it's your PR team, so you have them work on your response.
Is he still there?
Quick, I need a response. Go to memes.
Sneaky.
He's still there.
This guy is outsourcing
Yeah, he's there.
memes to a Discord for 14-year-olds.
He's gonna try to kill you with the rifle.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah.
That's sad. He can't come up with a good one on his own. So he's asking the viewers to do it for him.
Is on Twitter because you're not witty enough.
I'm gonna
to
grab
come up
some
with
of the
anything on your
infantry.
own.
Exactly.
You have no ability to banter. You can't insult anyone. Anytime you're pushed, all you fall
Look at the
back
map.
on is one of 3 things.
Yeah, they're
Soy boy,
pushing him
bot,
back
or
up,
NPC,
so
and that's it. You never
we
deviate
can
from
follow
this
them.
path. Which
I
is
just don't
ironic
like that
because
that
you're,
guy's
like,
behind
literally
us.
a sheep. You have
Yeah, me neither.
pre-programmed
He's too good
responses.
to be
You're
behind
like
us.
the absolute worst character, side character in an MMO. It's pathetic. But
Yeah, I think
He's
this
moving.
is true too. I think there's a lot of people who think that everybody else is an NPC, but they're just an NPC of another faction. And they just never really seem to realize this. Because they have the exact same type of responses to things, but it's just the opposite.
Nah, he's still behind us. He's trying to shoot.
And if you have the opposite
Just
programmed
back up.
response,
Right here. Wait for him.
it's still a programmed response.
The fact that you're not in a squad is really helping
I'm
him.
getting sidetracked. You love to be super public about how much you hate antidepressants and you shit on anyone who takes antidepressants. But with the way you talk in your Discord server, I'm pretty convinced that you're only 2 or 3 messages away from asking your community to source antidepressants for you under the table to help with all this mental anguish you're going through.
What the
And I think that'd honestly be a good idea. It might help you. But I'm putting the cart.
I think that the guy just needs to get off the internet. Like somebody pulls. I mean, like the thing is, like if you pull out.
You
a
see any
gun
bags around here? Oh, there's a bag right there. Hold this
about
position.
a YouTube situation, about a Twitter scuffle, you need to talk to somebody. You gotta take a step back. You gotta talk to somebody. You gotta relax, man. You gotta just take a step back, get off the internet, go walk around the neighborhood.
Let's hope
Go
for
lay
some
down for a
grenades. I
while.
can find any.
Just chill out. Yeah, like that's unhinged behavior. That's weird.
Look at the map.
It's like anytime, like I
He's
feel
still
like one
there.
thing that like always
I don't have that yet.
fucking like it weirds me out. It makes me it's unsettling.
Tanks are pushing
is whenever
out.
I know I'm dealing with a person who's unstable.
And I'm pretty sure he had a
And
bayonet with
fundamentally,
him,
it
so
seems like
can't
this
even.
is
Yeah,
guy
that's why I
who's
couldn't rush him.
I hate that because you never know what somebody like that's gonna do.
For the horse here.
There.
Well, how did we get to this point? Well, I made that video about Sneeko, and I fully planned on that being the only time I ever talked about this asshole. I really
One
did.
second, one
All I
second.
wanted to do was highlight why I personally don't respect him. I know a lot of people criticize me for not tackling his points. And to that I say, bah humbug, this fucking goober didn't make any points.
Isn't there a
All
guy?
he did was insult me and my
There's a guy in
girlfriend.
there.
He insulted me and my girlfriend.
Yeah, I think.
Next train. Next train.
He's dead. Wait, he's on the
Blatantly
ground.
fake stories. He resorted to childish name calling like I'm ugly.
No, he's dead.
Yeah.
There you go.
Like to me, if,
Got
if
it.
somebody, like this is what I said before, right? If somebody puts like a personal insult, like on your,
I might be stuck here. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yes,
if
you
they
are
put
absolutely
that
fucking stuck.
inside of their criticism of you,
That guy, I was waiting patiently to come.
Bro, what the fuck, dude?
throw it away.
It's crazy.
It's irrelevant. Because the reason why they really don't like you is because of like some other bullshit. You're never gonna like.
Oh
it's,
no,
it's not real. It's
Bro,
not
this
legitimate.
is
Sitting ducks
fucked.
isn't even the description.
This is fucked, dude.
Debunk there. No, actually, my mom thinks.
Is there a
I'm guilty,
shovel
and
right
so
there?
is my girlfriend. So you're wrong. Factually wrong. There's nothing to debunk.
Gotta
The
be
point of
honest.
the video was highlighting why I don't respect.
I'm
her.
laughing so
I'll go ahead and
hard.
read
Bro,
the
this is
review of
crazy.
Dragon
There's no
Ball
way I
Z
built this
lore
Strobus
recap
here.
Let's hear it.
Bring you up to speed on the points I was making for why I think he is a
Try and
pathetic piece of
reverse
shit,
left.
and
Keep
his
going
opinion holds no
left,
value
maybe?
in my eyes.
Yeah, try and
Okay?
reverse left, go
Because
back out the way you
publicly
came.
defends Cuties as one of his favorite
Come on,
movies.
dude. I can't.
Cuties was a
Let me try that.
that used
You like
real
Austin
child
Powers when he's stuck
actresses
in that
sexual
thing.
situations. So they sexualized real children. A fact that Sneeko himself acknowledges, but writes off as being okay because it's realistic, because in the real world children get sexualized. I'll say it again.
Maybe it's not just the police that need to do a wellness check. Maybe it's the FBI
Yeah, we're
too.
fucking stuck. No way out of it, man.
Again, regardless of what the intention of the film was, they missed the mark because what ended up happening is they sexualized the child actresses. That is a problem. Full stop. Even if the
I watched the trailer on this.
Oh no.
I did. I don't even know if I finished the trailer. This shit made me uncomfortable. It was weird. Like I don't know how you can even be on the other side of that.
message was supposed to be the opposite, they still ended up contributing to the very problem they were speaking out against.
Cuties last night was pretty good. It was a pretty good movie. I went in ready to hate like everybody else. I saw the cover and it was, I got clickbait. So did you. You got clickbait. The thing about Cuties is it's not an unrealistic film. Like, yes, it shows children
Yeah, no
in
way.
a sexual way,
I mean,
but this
you
is not
want
unusual
keep
now.
trying.
And the people who are really mad
Yeah,
about
keep
this
trying. I'll
are
keep
Gen
trying.
Z.
Imagine
it's just that's I think that's such a dumb perspective to have, and like here's why.
Bro, do you guys got a shovel? Anybody got a shovel?
It's no.
Anybody got a
This
shovel?
is
To
what
see
it
one on the
was, right?
ground? Let me know.
He's like, so here's what he's
So I
saying.
can try to fill in one of these
He's
fucking.
saying that like the point of the movie was not about sexualizing the young actresses. But it doesn't matter because it happened anyway by the nature of creating the content. So like what he's saying is that the movie wasn't about sexualizing them, but he doesn't understand the fact that even if it's not about that, it serves the same purpose. I think that's kind of
Oh, you're a god.
Aiming
You
children in
do
sexual
that.
positions is clickbait.
And that is also,
you can
by the
take
way, the that's the most charitable reading I can give him for that.
Yikes. That's rough. You
Go to
admit
the main
the
road.
children were sexualized. That is bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay? That means the movie failed in its mission. I don't know what you don't get about that. But regardless, I'm not here to just keep hammering home the same points. Another thing that I talked about for a reason I don't respect him is because he battles with his own sexuality. He is very public about how he used to go to these swinger parties. I think he
I
says
can't
4
find
in
you.
total
I
over
couldn't
the
find
course
your
of
name
30
anywhere.
weeks,
Is it
where
R
he
Seb
watched his girlfriend
or
get fucked by
LR
other
Seb?
men.
Yeah.
Even telling the story
Oh,
how
shit.
he was literally
It's the whole
in
thing.
the bed
'Cause,
watching these women get
I've
fucked by a
just
different
brought a
man,
shovel for you.
moaning
Yeah, well.
intensely,
Oh,
and
appreciate
it's
you.
traumatizing.
Bro, fuck me. I'm getting off. I'm gonna prepare this and get off. This is fucking bullshit.
Like, get fucked. Get fucked. You love her? Yeah, I do. I love it. Yeah, I love her. I was about to say I love this bitch. I'm like, nah,
I mean,
I love my.
we didn't really call me the boxing hunting here anyway.
The love of your life
Yeah.
get fucked by another man. What happened to the other?
The thing we did the most is make holes in other fans.
Feeling traumatic thoughts, like seeing.
By the way, your name, the
It's
LR,
a lot, but I think it's something
people might think
everybody
it's
should do
a regiment.
So my point
Oh,
with
I'm a
this
part
was
of a group. That's alright.
I mean, I don't think that everybody should do it, but I think if he wants to do it, that's fucking fine. I don't have a problem with this dude and having problems with his sexuality. If this dude doesn't know what his dick wants,
I think that guy actually
that's
got
not
here.
my problem. I don't care.
Yeah?
Yeah, because
am I crazy? Like, I don't care. Here's where I'm at.
Makes
Is
sense
that
for him to have.
as long as it's consensual, I don't kink shame. I don't give a fuck if you're into cuck shit. You're into femdom? Great. You're into femdom? Great. You're into feet? That's nice. Just keep it away from people that don't consent to it. I don't care if you're a cuck. I don't think it's a big deal. Problem is, he refers to people he disagrees with as cucks and takes on the tape mentality, so it's a contradiction. The reason why it's a contradiction is that a lot of the people that are into this kind of stuff, that I've seen at least, have like some form of, there's like a humiliation fetish that's built into the proclivity of liking being cucked. So he knows that about himself, and the humiliation to it could be appealing to him. Yeah. Look this shit up. Like I told you guys, I spent 20 years on the internet, okay? I've learned some things in that time. Some things you don't want to learn. But yeah, he needs to be honest about it then? He can't, because he hates himself for it. That's why. There's a lot of gay guys that are like that too, or guys that are bisexual. It sucks. I don't know what you can do to help somebody like that, but I mean, I don't know.